For ganske lenge siden begynte vi. Vi som en dag skulle bli mennesker og skjønne styrken i antall. Det å være flere. Så vi flokket oss sammen og tilpasset individet til fordel for fellesskapet. Men her og der var det de som falt utenfor. De som vandret ikke mot, men bort fra strømmen. Og ble der. Avvikere med tilholdssted dypt inn i villmarken.
Welcome, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me and our film.
So, UK premiere, very proud to be able to show it in Leeds International Film Festival. As I said in the introduction, it's obviously based on the mythology and kind of legend in Scandinavia. But it's kind of quite interesting because it's slightly different in every country, isn't it? The belief about who the woman is and how she behaves.
Yeah, she's this particular woman or creature or whatever is mainly known as a myth in Norway and Sweden, and it is quite a lot of different stories about how she's behaving and how you should sort of approach her and how you should treat her.
One thing that really struck me, it's a very claustrophobic film, it's shot in such a confined space, and a lot of the time it's just the two guys on screen and there's a lot of dialogue. I was just very impressed at how kind of natural they came over, that they really kind of feel like it's quite real, the conversation and their banter between each other. Was that planned? Was that intentional?
Yeah, it was sort of a part of the script. It was how they are communicating with each other, kind of not only just with words, but just like not saying anything at all. And the two actors know each other really well from before. They are good friends and have been working together on lots of things before.
Right, so I do think that really comes through in the film, that there obviously is a relationship between them. It's very good. Does anyone have any questions for them about the film? You're curious about it?
Don't be shy.
Yeah, no, back.
Did you intend for there seemed to be a lot of sexual tension between the two guys and the girl, like there was a competition between them both, and the dark-haired guy seemed to be really almost jealous that the other guy had more of a relationship with the Thale.
So, did you plan the the love triangle between them? Was it intentional that the two guys were both going to try and go after the girl?
I think this question is a bit above my. But of course we have been talking a lot about the nudity and stuff like that. We have been a really small crew, and we did know all the three actors from before, and an important part for us was that we didn't want to sort of sell the film or use the nudity as an sort of, we don't want the audience to feel that, oh, this film is just about nudity. We want the nudity to be sort of a normal thing that is natural in the film, and that you don't think about any more than, okay, she's naked. That's why she's just naked.
Yeah, I mean, it becomes just a natural thing as part of the film. When the soldiers come in as well, you then have this additional threat. So were you intending on trying to balance that you had the mythological creatures and then showing that kind of the humans are almost more of a threat than the mythological creatures?
Yeah, that was an sort of important part about the whole project, is that, or about the myth, is that some of the stories about this creature is that if you treat her well, she will be good to you. So as Martin said earlier, that back in the days people were like, or farmers were holding a place in the stable, so Huldra could stay there overnight if she came by, and that was because they wanted to treat her well, so she would treat them well and not sort of burn down.
Any other questions? Yeah, alongside that?
Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking sort of in parallel with the similar mythologies of other creatures that are around. Not knowing too much about the Huldra, but were you very conscious of not wanting to play the kind of seductive element of that, of the creature very much? Because it seemed as though maybe that was quite maybe a little bit toned down from what I was expecting from.
The sort of the myth is not known outside Scandinavia, and also, as I said, it's quite a lot of different stories about how this creature is behaving and stuff like that. So we were kind of free to sort of send the story in the direction we wanted, and we have also, of course, taken the freedom to give this creature some special abilities, and also since this film is shot in Norway and sort of made for the Norwegian audience, it was also important not to sort of tell the story that, or tell the myth that everybody knows from before. So in Norway, most people have heard about this myth and knows at least something about the creature and the whole thing.
So it's a bit like with vampires, everyone has their own kind of version of it, an idea of what a vampire is, but you wanted to try and kind of take that in your own direction and do something a bit different with it. Yeah. Question down here?
Yeah, it's a very challenging role for the lead female. How did you feel about casting her?
We knew her from before, and the role was kind of written for her. We approached her, and she's a good friend of us, so we talked with her from a really early stage, and we have also had a really good dialogue with how to with the nudity and stuff like that, and she has been really she has been with us in the grading, and we have done quite a lot of things in the grading, for example, and in the editing that she sort of wanted to change.
So you kind of involved her in the process right through, including editing and post.
Yeah. And also with she's not having any dialogue. It also of course it's important that she can manage to play a character that's not saying anything, and I think she's doing it quite well.
The name Elvis was an interesting thing. Is there any story behind that?
No.
I was hoping you would say it was his side or something.
Short and sweet.
Sorry.
Well, thank you very much for coming, Bendik. If anyone else does have any questions for him, we're going to have a short break, so I'm sure if you want to just come and find Bendik and ask some questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much for coming and bringing your movie today.
dere enige når jeg sier at hun ikke er helt sånn som oss?